see you guys there. My name is Professor Tungsten, and today we're going to be talking about tungsten and its very important role in the X-ray tube. Now, tungsten is on our periodic table as what's called a transition metal. Make sense? Who can tell me where it is? Who haven't I heard from? Jessica Pitts?
It's right there.
Take it for Diane. And Heather Guffey, what is its atomic number?
74.
That's right. Clear as mud. Now, tungsten has a very important role in the X-ray tube. It's found in both the filament and the rotating anode. Who can tell me one of the properties of tungsten? Hannah?
It has a high melting point.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Jessica Pitts?
It dissipates heat.
Okay, I'll take it. Heather Guffey, what's the third?
High atomic number.
Now, over the weekend, I want you guys to submit videos showing one of the 3 properties of tungsten. All right, guys, happy Monday. Must be Monday, getting no responses out there. Let's take a look at what you guys submitted, huh?
One of the main properties of tungsten is that it has a high melting point. Tungsten has a high melting point of 6,192 degrees Fahrenheit or 3,422 degrees Celsius. In this experiment, I'm going to show you and demonstrate the difference between aluminum and tungsten and a marshmallow. In X-ray, only 1% of your electrons are converted into X-rays, where the others are completely heat. 99% of it is heat, which is why we want to use tungsten. If we were to use aluminum, you can already see that it is melting. Aluminum's melting point is only 1,221 degrees Fahrenheit. Aluminum is already melting. Now, if we were to compare it with tungsten, you can hold this fire on here for a very long time and it won't melt. Now, if we have a marshmallow here, which is of course what we wouldn't use, this marshmallow instantly starts to melt. After this experiment, we saw that aluminum and the marshmallow completely started to melt, whereas after a few minutes, there was no reaction with the tungsten. This is why we would use tungsten in our X-ray tube.
Hi, I'm going to talk to you quickly about tungsten's property of heat conductivity. Tungsten is a good heat conductor, which basically just means that it transmits or moves heat easily along its surfaces. We can find examples of good heat conductors in our everyday kitchen appliances like our frying pan. The frying pan is metal, so it is a good heat conductor. You put it on the stove, it gets hot. If you have a frying pan with a metal handle, this gets hot as well. Not the best design in the world, but that's why we have oven mitts with rubber handles on them. The rubber's an insulator, so it's gonna stop your hand from getting burnt. Now, heat is the biggest threat in our X-ray tube, so everything we do in our design of the X-ray tube is going to be to prevent excessive heat buildup, which is why we have what's called a rotating anode or a moving target. I'm gonna show you what I mean by this with a quick demonstration. So this right here is gonna be our target or our rotating anode. The water coming out of the bottle is going to be the incoming electrons hitting the target. So when we have a target that's standing still and we fire our electrons, it's gonna hit in the same spot every time, causing what we call pitting. Now, if we have a moving target and we fire our electrons, it's gonna hit in a different spot every time. What this does is it's gonna spread out the heat and increase our surface area of the target and will eventually prolong the life of our tube.
In our X-ray tube, we have a cathode and a rotating anode. The cathode's job is to send high-speed electrons shooting across our vacuum tube to come into contact with our rotating tungsten anode. The anode is made of tungsten for a couple of different reasons. One of those reasons is its high atomic number. An atomic number represents the number of protons in a nucleus of one atom of that element. The higher the atomic number, the denser, the stronger, the sturdier that element is going to be. So because those electrons come from the filament on the cathode at really high speeds, we need an element that's going to withstand those interactions. And that element is tungsten.
Next, I'm going to be demonstrating for you what the interactions would look like between the incoming electrons with different elements of lesser atomic numbers. So this hammer is going to be representing our incoming electrons from the cathode,
And up first, I'm going to demonstrate for you what that interaction would look like if our anode, our target material, was made of lithium, which only has an atomic number of 3. It would crack like an egg. Next, I'm going to show you what the interaction would look like if our target was made of aluminum with an atomic number of just 13. Pitting. Next, I'm going to show you if our target was made of silver, which has an atomic number of 47, also wouldn't work. And lastly, tungsten with our high atomic number of 74, no pitting, no cracking, very sturdy.